Hey, everybody. We have Peter Roberts here. Now, Peter, believe it or not, his second month in the business did over 80,000 in production. What did you do your first month, Peter?
I did 50 my full-time when I was working my job. Part-time, like working 3-4 hours, I did 22, 50, and then 84 my second month in the business.
Okay, 82, 84. Who's counting, though, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Wow, man. Dude, you know people don't write that in a year in this business. You know that?
Yeah, that's what I found out. I came in here really not knowing, like, I didn't even know anything really about the business. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to try, literally just do what everyone's telling me I should do. And people were like, dude, well, how are you doing this? I just was like, I don't know. I called some guy yesterday. He called me and was like, I told him what I did last month. He's like, I've never heard of that before. I'm like, there's actually a kid that I know just did 100K final expense. I'm like, huh. So maybe are we setting our goals too low? I don't know what it was, but it was kind of neat to hear.
Please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Super cool, man. So explain to me, how did you get into, you've been in final expense, what, 3 months?
Yeah, this is my third, full month in the business. Really just was like hungry, looking for an opportunity. I never like graduated college or anything like that. I had my lawn care business. COVID hit, and I grew my business. I was selling tree removal, and then I saw a podcast with like Bradley. Like, this is kind of cool. And he started just talking about this opportunity of like how you can make a ton of money in this industry, and I never really knew about the industry. I had an internship once with Northwestern Mutual, but it didn't really work out well. I don't know if I can, elaborate, but it was just something that I didn't really like. So I had my license, and I got back into the opportunity. I was like, let's try it again, which was kind of cool.
Awesome. I worked at a place like Northwestern. I was at New York Life when I started.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was definitely humbling. I learned a lot of those phone skills from, like, looking back. I'm like, damn, I'm glad I called those people. But when it came to that, the warm market of the family was, when I'm 21, it's kind of hard to build that trust with a young kid at the time.
Yeah.
So
that's where I was too. Like my family was colder than the doors I knocked.
yes.
When it came to sharing their finances and everything, So.
Yeah, it's different. But yeah, it's been cool. Really just, very like just jumping in with an open mind. It's been amazing to me. So, especially just if you're young and hungry, you can really change your life pretty quick in this business.
Yeah, bro. What's your schedule look like every day?
Yeah, so I typically last month, and even today, I literally work every day, all day, Saturdays, Sundays. I wake up at about 5:15, 5:30, go to the gym at 6. From 6 to 7, I'm working out, and then from 7, I'm eating some breakfast, and from like 7:30 literally to like 7 or 8 at night is on the phones, calling carriers, learning some marketing stuff, and just really just hammering as much time as I can. A lot of sacrifice, like the weeks, I don't really go out much. I don't really do anything except just work 6-7 days a week, really.
Man, you sound like me.
Yeah, is it a bad thing? It's like it's an addiction.
No, it's good, bro. You're not that's why you did 80K in a month. You're obsessed, and it's better to be obsessed. If I'm not obsessed with something positive, I'm obsessed with something bad. So, good for you, man, for doing that. So you wake up early, go to the gym, dude. Same thing. I wake up early, go hit it. So do you have a certain structure for your dials during the day? How do you approach the day work wise?
Yeah, work wise, I literally start calling at 8 a.m. In my states. I live on the East Coast, so Maryland, Virginia is the states that I call on the East Coast at 8 a.m. I just start hitting them at 8 in the morning. I don't know if people I was told wait till 9, but the mornings are really the best. I'm usually able to close 2 deals by 11, 10 o'clock, and then it does get a little colder. But those mornings are typically super hot for me. So I love the mornings. And then when the lunchtime hits on 11, 12 o'clock, I'll do some follow-up, reaching out to some clients. Always have some client stuff going on where bank draft something doesn't work, or you want to close a policy that you had on the books. That'll be around 12, 1 o'clock. And then anywhere from 2 to the rest of the day, 7 o'clock is just hammering the phones until I close 3 deals a day is really my goal every day.
Sweet. So you shoot for three a day. What mainly final expense?
Yeah, all final expense. I sold maybe 2 term policies, but it's all final expense. Literally using every lead source that you can think of.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm super transparent. So I use I tried the Happy Agents, I tried the Nectar, I tried all those Facebook exclusive leads, and today I've already closed 2 deals, 2,100 AP so far off of 3-month-old, old leads, literally just sitting here calling people.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
literally. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, dude, if you got the hustle muscle, you can get into this business without a big barrier to entry. You know, you don't have to be buying like $70 direct mail leads and out there, you know, doing it. You can literally sit on your phone and get old. That's what the reason why I know it works. I mean, I've done it a bunch of times, but when I started at New York Life, they didn't really believe in leads, right? Like Northwestern probably didn't like believe in leads really. So I bought a bunch of age mortgage protection leads, and my upline was like, "Hey, dude, you don't know anybody around here. Just call these people." He actually bought them for me. He's like, "I bought you 100 age mortgage protection leads. Give him a call." And I sold a guy, and I was like, "Dude, this works." So
That's sick. Yeah. It's neat. Like when I first got started, it took me 2 weeks, 15 days before I made my first sale. So,
wow.
and I was just calling like the CRM leads that literally every agent that gets into the business has access to. And I was like, these leads suck. But now I literally, yesterday, I was like, let's try those 3-month-old. I literally closed 3 deals off the same CRM leads when I first entered the business. And I just realized, like, it's not the leads, it's literally just your skill set and how good you are on the phone.
It is, and that's why like we'll have new agents come in, start sometimes and be like, "Man, I see this person who's been here 6 years. They must get better leads than me." It's like, no, they've just been doing this for 6 years. You know,
Exactly.
That's where it is. So, take me through your sales process? What's it look like when you get someone on the phone? What's your scripting like?
Yeah, so I literally this is my script. I hold it everywhere with me. I've literally had it since day one. It's literally like when someone ring, I'm like, "Hey, is this Justin?"
Yeah.
And like, "Hey, Justin, real quick, this is Peter. Real quick, I'm just getting back to you here with the state in regards to the request that you sent in for the state life insurance programs. Justin, they just have me calling out today. Were you able to get that taken care of, or are you still just shopping around?"
I'm just looking around still.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that was a reason for my call. Now, were you just looking to leave something for the family, or are you just trying to cover those burial expenses?
You know, I wasn't really too sure. Maybe leave a little something behind and probably take care of some of the expenses.
Gotcha. And do you have any coverage right now in place, Justin?
Yeah, I have a policy. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And were you just looking to see if you can save some extra money, or are you just trying to add to what you have?
Depends on what the other program would be. Probably going to add something though.
Okay, gotcha. You just feel like what you have right now is just not enough coverage for you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what I'll do, Justin, my job here with the state is to do 2 things: let you know what you can qualify for statewide, and then basically we'll shop around all the carriers with the state, and we'll see which one's going to give you the best rate. Sound fair?
Sure.
Okay, great. And then basically I'll just let them know, hey, all this is non-medical, so no doctor's visits, no needles, no urine samples. I'm actually able to get you some answers over the phone. So Justin, in order for me to see what options you can qualify for statewide, for me to put you in the best position, are you a smoker? And I'll just go right into the medical questions.
So you just jump right into medical questions.
Yeah, right into the medical questions, and then once I have the medical questions, I'll share my credentials. You know, this is my first name, my last name. Write this down. This is my personal cell phone number: 443-955-8978. Justin, I want you to know that if something were to happen to you, you reach me anytime. If you need anything, you call me, you text me, you FaceTime me. My job is to make sure you're in the best position. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I'll share my producer number, and then we'll go into like their why. So you know, just when had you, I guess, shopping around for life insurance?
You know, it's just I don't know. I want to make sure my kids are taken care of and they don't have to worry about anything with my when I pass. You know.
Gotcha. Now you mentioned you had some extra coverage in place. You said that you don't really think you have enough. And if something were to happen to you, what would that look like? Since you don't have enough coverage, what type of impact would that leave on your children?
I don't know. You don't really want to think about it, but they have to get the money somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm assuming, Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't want them knocking on doors, starting to GoFundMe, begging door to door. That's not something that you want for your children, right?
No.
Okay, gotcha. So having the life insurance will kind of give you peace of mind, knowing that you can go to bed knowing that your children are protected on the worst day of their life. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Have you been looking around for a while now, or is this something that's kind of recent?
I've been looking for a little while.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like this is super important. Have you just not found anything that's comfortable and affordable for you, or just not sure what you qualify for?
Kind of a little both, I guess. I don't know how much what I would qualify for costs.
Yeah, gotcha. And Justin, no worries. I work with people on fixed income, Social Security, disability. So what we're going to do here, it sounds like, and I'll just label it, Justin, it sounds like you know, as a father, you want to make sure that your children are right. You want to make sure that if something happens to you, that they're always in good hands. And it sounds like this has been something that's on your heart for a while now. Is that about right?
Yeah.
And then I'll just label them there, and then I'll just take them into, you know how life insurance works. So if I can help you find something that's comfortable and affordable, Justin, would there be anything holding you back to see if you can get approved? So that's like my pre-qualification. And typically, like, no, there's nothing holding me back. Okay, great. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some options here in the state. The state recommends that we look at this carrier. This is going to be whole life insurance, Justin. So what that means, whole life is never going to expire, and it's never going to go away, and the costs are going to stay the same. Is that kind of what you're looking for? Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, yes. And I'm like, perfect. All this has, it has an accidental death benefit, explain the benefits, how the cost will never change, and most importantly, it's going to be there to pay out on the worst day of their life. And then once they share that, I'll go into the pitch. So we'll look at a $10,000 option, a $15,000 option, and a $20,000 option. And then I'll ask their monthly income. So let's say I'm making $1,500 a month. I kind of know what pitch I'm going to give them. You truly want to put them in the best position. So I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, would you say just having a little something in place is better than nothing? And they're most likely, yeah, a little bit's better than nothing. And then I'll pitch them. So the $5,000 option for you, Justin, you mentioned you're going to have a formal cremation. The $5,000 is typically going to cover all that cremation costs. It's going to give you that peace of mind so your children don't have to pay for your cremation. Does that make sense? And then the price. And then the last option is like the $20,000 option. Now, Justin, I don't really recommend this based off of your budget. I don't think you need all this coverage, and you're going to be leaving your children with a lot of extra money. But if you really wanted to leave them a legacy and you valued having something in place on the worst day of their life, that $20,000 option is going to do that. It's going to be $160 a month. And that's kind of how I pitch the options.
Awesome. Cool. I love how you, first, that whole thing, super smooth, and your tone is perfect. It's logical and sincere, so I can tell you close people emotionally and logically. There's two aspects to it, and I can tell you're really sincere in what you do, and you probably have some good conversations with people. Mm-hmm. People probably hang up the phone happy to have talked with you. You bring them through that super smooth. Like, that's incredible, dude. And then also, I love how you ask about their income, because like, I'll see some final expense agents like post an average sales average in like $150 a month, and I'm like at $150, $200 a month across the board, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of a lot. Like, you may want, address the, like, understand, hey, what are their, how much, there's a reason why someone's looking for $10,000 in life insurance when they're 70 years old, because they don't have the money. So I like how you do that, and you do it needs-based, and you recommend them an option truly of what makes sense to them.
Yeah. It's something I do is, like, if someone says, like, they pick the highest option, I'm like, if Mary's making $1,500 a month and she picks an option for $150, I would be like, Mary, are you sure that you want to do this? Like, it's going to be $150. Like, I just try to make sure they know what they're getting into, because we all know how it works. If they get into something they don't want, it doesn't help any of us. So one thing I'll say is, like, Mary, we got to make sure that this is in place for you. Like, I'm going to be here every month checking up on you, but in order for us to make sure that your burial is protected and your family's in the best position, you have to keep this monthly, and then I'll confirm the price.
Awesome. Cool. So you do like a double down on it.
Yeah.
And it's truly for their best interest. It's not like you're just trying to get an advance. It's like, hey, Mary, I want you to be able to have this for the rest of your life, not just like next month and then lose it.
Exactly, yeah. And if they can feel that, I've learned just like having that conviction of like truly just helping. I remind them, I'm like, throughout the whole process, like, I'm going to call you, I'm going to text you every month. Like, something that I'm trying to focus on is literally becoming the best agent that they're ever going to speak with. So that's either on the first sale. Most time we're always chasing the next sale. I learned that when I did 84 last month. It's like, we want the next sale, but we gotta worry about who we're actually taking care of. Because I literally had a lady call me yesterday. She's like, Peter, I spoke to you 3 months ago. I was like, who's this? And she's like, I got your text message. I really like when you called me. I'm going to get the life insurance from you, but I need my daughter to be home. And I haven't talked to her in 3 months. So it's something I just focus on.
Yeah, that's huge. And guys, if you're watching this is key, because a lot of new agents I see get like scared to send the client their cell phone. Guys, send them their cell phone. I've been sending people my cell phone number I've been in the business going on 3 years. I've been sending everybody right from my cell phone. Yeah. I send them my cell phone number, and I get people calling and texting that I haven't talked to I forget. Like, it's been years, that since I did it, and they're like, you still do the life insurance thing? It's like, whoa, you saved my number.
Yeah, it's cool. I had a lady, just for everyone too. I'm trying to give you everything that's working for me. This morning it was, let's see, I literally have the paper here. I closed her. It was $124 a month.
Nice.
And she wouldn't give me her social. She wouldn't give me her driver's license. But what I did is I just sent her a picture of my license. I sent her a picture of my actual state license. I sent her a picture of me, of a client I helped in person, me and Mr. Rodney. I sent him to all the carriers. And then I sent her an actual lookup website, the NAIC website, where we just walked through. It was like, hey, you want to look me up? Like, here's how you can find me. And just have that on hand. She did it and was like, you're amazing. So it's just like, those tools are valuable.
Please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. Dude, that's awesome. I literally used to do the same thing, man. Like I would send I was thinking like, I'm like, just creativity follows commitment. You know, I had this lady one time, you'll love this. She owned a liquor store. Her phone died. Her phone went dead. She owned a liquor store. She's talking on the phone, and all of a sudden the line went out. I didn't know if it died or she hung up on me. So I looked on Google Maps, and I found where her store was, and next to it was a gas station. So I called the gas station, had the attendant go bring their phone to her in the liquor store, and we finished it. She's like, "Oh, my phone died," but I was like, you just got to think outside the box, guys. Like you got to think. Don't just like give up on the sale, because these people are relying on you to help them.
Yeah, most of the time you really feel like you really only have like one shot after it. Like it's hard to get them on the second time if you don't close that deal. Do you feel that way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it's like you got to get them that time. That's why, like, I was like, whenever that happens, I was desperately trying to do that. So
exactly. I literally closed a lady this a few days ago. She was driving on the highway. I was like, well, and I went down to the banking. And she's like, I don't have my banking with me. I was like, ma'am, I know you're on the highway. Just pull over. This is important to you, right? Yes, it's important. She pulled over on the highway and gave me your information. So ask those uncomfortable questions.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, yeah, I mean, those are things that, like, sometimes people get anxious about. But, guys, you got to remember, we're providing a really big service here to these people and their kids. And once you file your first claim, then of someone that you remember, then it really makes it impactful. And you're like, you know what, I'm going to be here for your family when they need it. Peter, have you ever heard of the app called Crankwheel?
I'm not. No, what is that?
Oh, dude, you will love this app. So I'm going to share my screen here and show you. It's super cool. So anybody watching this, you guys are going to want to download this if you sell on the phone. So Crankwheel is like, it was a godsend for me when it came to me building credibility. So I'm going to show you here. So you go to this website, crankwheel.com, all right? And I'm going to log in here. One of my emails. It's like 15 free uses a month per email, so I just made like a bunch of emails because, I don't know.
That's cool.
When I started, yeah.
It's for credibility. Okay.
I'll show you exactly what it does. You're going to think this is super cool. So log in, and then I'm going to start a meeting. So check this out. You're going to think this is super. You're not on your phone right now, right? I'm
on my Mac. Yeah, you're good.
On your computer? Okay, cool. So what's your cell phone number?
443-955.
So I'm going to show you right here on the screen. So I'm going to do program window. I'm going to just share this screen, okay? So and let me get this open here. So 443.
Yeah, 955.
Yeah.
8978.
Okay, so hit send. Now what I want you to do is click that link that came in on your phone.
Okay, here. Okay, just got it.
All right.
Yep.
And okay, now click on it. Open the browser.
Yep.
Boom. So can you see you can see me on my screen, right, from my other computer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all you got to do is send this to your clients, and then they'll just be able to watch, right? So guys, this is what this is what Peter's seeing here. Okay. Yeah. So it's super simple for seniors. As long as they can click a link, it'll open up their browser. This has helped me close a lot of deals, especially going for the social and the bank account. Because if it's an e-app, we do a lot with American Amicable, and they require an e-app. So I'll just walk them through the whole app right on the screen here, or even through the quoting tool and everything else, and then they can see me. They can see me talking to them. I let them know. I can't see you, though, so don't worry. You don't got to do your hair or anything, Mary. But yeah, so this, and then like anything I type here. So like, say I'm doing the quotes, right, for this carrier. It's an application. I'll just.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it on my phone. That's cool.
Put my agent number. Yeah, so then we can. He's seeing everything that you guys are seeing on the screen share here from his phone. So if I bring up the program, you guys can see right here. This is what his phone sees, and then you can just put the rates and run the quote there. So
That's neat. I
Yeah,
like that. I
so-
never knew that. That's so cool. That's such a valuable asset.
Yeah, it is. So some of those hard ones to close, where it's with the trust or whatever, then that's helped.
That's sick.
For
Cool,
sure.
cool. I'm gonna definitely look into that. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
for sure, bro. Yeah. What So when you get to the end, we're gonna want to run through some objections here and what you would say to overcome them if people threw certain objections at you.
Yeah, sure. Like, yeah, anything. Let's do it.
Okay. Someone's like, I gotta talk to my wife.
Yeah, gotcha. Justin, I totally understand. Like, it's very important that you make a decision with your wife. But let me ask you, theoretically, if your wife was here, do you think she would be upset that she would receive $10,000 and that she would be in a good position? Do you think she'd be mad about that?
But maybe more about me spending it every month. We just don't make decisions separate from each other.
Yeah.
We make decisions together.
Gotcha. Make sure. Yeah. Well, hey, if Justin, again, this is totally your plan. If you want me to help you, I can do this and make sure that your wife's in a good position. You did mention to me that this was important to you earlier. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, what we can do here is we can see first. Like, again, I don't make the decision. We can see if we can get qualified, and then you have something you can actually talk about your wife about. But if you really don't want any of this coverage, if you don't want to put your wife in a good position, if you don't want to make sure your wife's okay, then we don't have to do this. But it sounded to me that you want to make sure that she's okay. So what we can do is we'll just go ahead and see if we can get qualified. Would that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my sales process has gone a lot different when it comes to objections. It's mainly like I've identified people that I want to help. Like, I want to help you, but if you don't want to be helped, then it's like I will push a little bit, but I don't really if you really don't want my help, I can go find someone that wants my help. And at first I wasn't like that. I was like, all right, let's just go ahead and do the application. Let's get it through. But Justin, you know that I'm on your side, right? I'm going to make sure that your wife's in a good position. You know that, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, do you want me to make sure that she's in a good position? It's more logical than forcing them, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And I found with new agents, I mean, you've been in business, so I think did you Peter had a lawn care company before. Did that in talking with clients about prices and numbers and stuff like that? Did that help you when you transitioned to insurance for selling on the phone?
Yeah, I think I've always kind of had that. I could sell not sell anything, but I used to knock on doors to ask them about their craft. So that definitely helped me. And still at first in the business, when I was selling something I didn't really understand, I was always very scared to bring the price up. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
But with all objections, I've gotten to the point where that was my biggest thing. The one thing that I just focus on, I was thinking about it today, is the first 5 seconds of your phone call, you'll know, for me, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, you'll know if they're going to buy from you or not. You'll hear it in their tone, you'll hear the way they respond, and I know that person's a buyer instantly.
You got that, though, bro, from grinding for 3 months straight. So, guys, if you listen to this, there are buying signals that people will give you. You can tell from their tone when someone answers. I can almost tell. I know exactly what you're talking about, that tone. Another thing, if you ask who their beneficiary is towards the beginning and they give their kid's first and last name, that's like a dead giveaway. They're like, oh, John Smith, SMYTH, not an I. It's okay, cool. You want a policy, little things that you're going to pick up. But the only way to learn these things and the only way to learn how to handle objections and really qualify. So what Peter's doing, guys, he's qualifying the client so well in his fact finding that by the end, if they have an objection, it's just all right, dude, you got some issues you got to figure out, and then I can, here's my number, and then those buying signals and all that, it comes with time. It comes with time. So grinding. Yeah,
there's literally just hammering the phones and not getting results. If you can just put the thing is, people give up too early. That's the biggest thing is you have to make progress. Your biggest thing is every day you should get it just a little bit better, and then all of a sudden it clicks. And you only need 3, 4, 5 sales where you can just start repeating it. And this business is where you can just turn on your phone, your leads, and you can start printing money basically and helping a lot of people.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
It's literally what it is. So although Peter is very skilled at this, guys, he hustles. He grinds. Peter, you work probably 70 hours a week more.
Easily. Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. So if you're sitting there oh my God, how's this guy do it? What's his secret? He must be getting the good leads. No, dude, he's calling old leads. He's working 70 hours a week or more. That's why he's going to get rich. All right. There's no shortcuts in this stuff, dude. You got to grind. And anybody watching this, look, you can have what Peter has, his success that he's had, but you got to make two decisions. If you're not going to put in the effort, you got to lower your standards, so you're going to be miserable. So up the effort or lower the standard, one or the other.
Yeah, and just don't be afraid. I literally call people in the morning that they don't want me to call them ever again. I'll just connect with my CRM with another cell phone. I'll call them again, and they have no clue. I've literally closed people that blocked me in the morning, and I've sold them in the evening. So literally work these people as much as you can.
I love it. Cool. I love it. That's great, man.
It's fun.
What's your target for this month, dude?
Yeah, so right now I'm at like 26 for the month. Definitely spending a lot more time like building out systems right now. Spending more time trying to like recruit. So just trying to find that good balance in the whole business. Like my biggest thing is I want to like have that safety blanket of, filling up my savings account, my business savings account that's new. So cash flowing is definitely important to me, but then also trying to learn a lot. There's a lot of different things that we need to learn. But for me, it was just like learning the system that I can do it. And the one goal was like, I need to make a sale for 30 days every day. And I've been able to do that for like 40, 50 days in a row. Like I've always closed someone. So now it's just building out some infrastructure that's going to help me go to the next level. But my goal is like, for me, to be honest with everyone here, is like to not hold all your eggs in one basket. A lot of my leads were tied up in one lead source. I was using Happy Agent. I was using Nectar leads. I was using like the common, literally go on Facebook leads. What is the other one? I forget right now. Literally all the top 5 vendors that everyone looks up, I use them. But they go up and down. I had a hot month with this one vendor, and the next month they completely changed on you. And I learned that you have to be able to, number one, either control your marketing or, learn a system where you can have reliable lead flow or calling old leads or using, because I was literally I'm going back to 3-month and 1-month leads because I can close them. They're super cheap and there's a lot of them. So I'm like, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lead flow is huge. In telesales, it's so key because you got it. And then another thing too that can happen is like lead quality can go down, and if you're not in control of your lead flow, then you don't know what's on the ad. Like, you don't know what's being marketed. So if you guys learn how to run your own ads or learn how to run your own ads on Facebook, YouTube is great. Like these other sources that are out there can really, really help a lot to grow. Yeah,
I'm starting to see that now. So it's just having a system is very important, but there's money in every lead. It just you just got to learn how to just extract it really.
Exactly, and every lead works. I think every lead works a little different too. Like depending on kind of how they became a lead. I found sometimes they different behavior patterns. What would you recommend to a new agent? So if you're anyone new agent watching this, what do you recommend to them? Like first steps.
Yeah.
Like what your advice?
First steps, like look yourself and be like, is this actually for me? Like if you're hungry and you want like a new opportunity and you want to change like your future, then this is the vehicle. Like you just have to go through the dirt. Your first step is, number one, I remember when I was working, I started off part-time. I literally just had a script and I just spoke that script all day while I was driving around. So that script is going to be the way that you're going to start making money. So get really good, learning that script without like memorizing it, saying it every time, tweaking that script. That script's very important to you. Secondly is, I don't know if your agency has live dials or if there's any way that you can actually hear people close live. Something that we do is there's a big Zoom chat where you can actually hear people, listen to different people. I don't know if your agency does it where you can actually partner with more experienced people and they can help you close the deal. I don't know if you do anything like where if I have a lead on the phone but I can't close them, I can pass them to someone else and we can do it.
We do that all day. Yeah. So the way we do it is we have we do that. We have live dialing all day through Zoom. We have 100 breakout rooms and there's
amazing
people dialing all day.
Yeah, and literally unmute in those breakout rooms. I remember when I first started, I sucked and I was like, I'm not unmuting. Let people criticize you. That's the only way you're going to learn. So buy the old leads, literally make as many dials as you can, and just take something away every day. You're going to be getting better every day as long as you recognize what you need to improve on.
Exactly, and I think people get scared of making mistakes, but I'm at a point in my career now where I want to make a mistake because it means that I can get better at something. It's like I want to figure out what the mistake is so that I can capitalize on that. Because Peter, you made a ton of mistakes your first 15 days. If you didn't make a sale your first 15 days, you made a lot of mistakes that you learned from. I'm not saying it in a negative way.
Oh, 100%.
I'm saying it in totally a good way. Like you made mistake, but it wasn't fall down. It was growth to the point where it's like, boom, now you got it. I want to show you the CRM. If you ever get when you if you ever build an agency or recruit people, I like this. So we use VanillaSoft. This is the back end of some of the people that I have on the phone right now. So I can literally just click in to any of these. See the ear?
Yeah.
I can click into any of these ears and listen to their call. And if I hit 2 on the keypad, I can talk to them. So like Zach's 22 minutes through a call. If we got, usually like Zach or Josh or, some people are on the calls listening in to their people's calls. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. So it's just a cool way to do that. So if you get a CRM with some agents that you're bringing, that's huge for a new person. So they can just be there. And then as soon as they start to make a mistake, you're right in there. That's what I train my coaches on. Like, hey, if you're on a new agent's call, as soon as they start screwing up and you hear that report breaking, jump in. Hey, what's up, Eddie? How you doing? And just totally take over the call and pretty much text them like, shut up.
Yeah.
let me do my thing,
That's so cool, yeah. But that's amazing. Yeah, the only way to learn is to really just do it. So that's how I think, yeah. And, just doing the apps, too, there's a whole different game. I remember when my first sale, I just literally just didn't know how to fill out the app. I lost the sale, but you get through it all. It's just a curve.
I remember that, losing sales because I couldn't do the app. So moving forward, what's your goals over the next 12 months? What do you want to do over the next 12 months?
Yeah, I want to help a lot of people learn the system. Like, I want to build something where I can have people come in and I want to help other people. It's a great way. Like, everyone, I feel like in 2022 wants to find ways to make money. What you're doing, like having a system where people can make money is amazing. We help a lot of people. I consistently want to produce 50 to 80 every month. I think it's very doable. And then eventually get to the plan where I can help build out a team. And just kind of scale it, and help change other people's lives. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is, man. Awesome.
Yeah, there's so much to learn, which is cool. The good thing is that once you learn the system for new agents, I don't want to sound like because I'm experienced, but it's a pretty simple sale once you learn. It's a repeatable sale. You just say the same things, you go through the same process, you handle the same objections, and it's like you just go through the same thing every day.
It literally is the same thing every day. Every sales pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Same different medications, but same objections, same complaints, everything else. So
yeah, exactly.
What how do you handle like if you call someone, right, and they're like, oh, I already have insurance.
Perfect.
They try to brush you off.
I close most of my deal perfect. That's actually the reason why I called Justin. My job here with the state is to make sure that agent that they put you with puts you in the best position. So let me ask you, who'd they end up putting you with?
Cool.
I went with, this carrier. Okay, perfect. Huh. It shows here that they didn't close your file. Let me ask you, who did you, how much coverage did you get? 10,000 coverage. And then as a broker, we have access. I'm just trying to research and see if I can actually help them save money. I had a lady, she had 30,000 of coverage. Yesterday it was $27. She was like 76. It was a term that you didn't even know.
Yeah, of course.
It's just like people really do get put in bad positions, so just try to help them.
Yeah, we've run into that with the term companies, and it's not really a final expense program.
Exactly.
How'd you learn sales?
I think just doing it a lot. I didn't really have much of a choice, so I went to college and it didn't really work out for me, so I had my lawn care business. So literally I would just knock on doors to learn how to sell my lawn care company. I would, I remember just driving out to people's houses, knocking on doors, just literally doing whatever I can. I really just love communicating with people. I used to sell high-ticket tree removal, so I was 22 years old, selling $7,000 tree removal packages, and they're like, am I going to trust you? But what you need, if you can believe in your product enough, it's very common. You believe in your product enough, and you just simply share that you care about these people. They don't really care how much you know. If they just feel like you care about them, they're more likely to buy from you.
That's so true. This guy that I know, he said, or I think it was in a book, he said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly.
I think John Maxwell said that, and then some other guy that I know
said
that. So you didn't take any sales courses or anything?
No, I've never bought a sales course. I don't really read much right now. I literally just work and learn that way. I don't know if it's the best thing, but I just learn from action.
I mean, that's sometimes the best way to do it, especially if you can learn from it properly. I read every day. I've taken courses. I've gone to events and seminars and everything else, and there's been a lot of stuff I've learned from there, but It's definitely applying it. You ever look on YouTube for sales stuff?
Yeah, I used to really like watching like Grant Cardone. I bought his book, but
Cool.
it was never really specific to like selling something. I maybe it's DNA. I don't know what I got blessed with this being able to talk to random people, but simply letting that customer know that you care about them. The first 5 seconds, your tonality is very important. Once they feel like that, you release that sales pressure. Let them speak a lot. You're going to help open them up, and the more they talk, the more you win. It's kind of how I think about it.
Oh, 100%. You ask their questions, they give the answers, and people sell themselves sometimes.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So, all right, sweet, man. What's your favorite carrier?
I use a lot of Prosperity right now.
I like that.
Prosperity Life Group.
You ever sell their prime term?
Yeah, the Family Freedom.
They call it.
I think it is.
Family Freedom.
I don't know if it's called. But I do their term. The terms are pretty. They're affordable. I did get burned over like I'm not gonna. But like some companies where they give you a yellow dot. I realized that last month, like if they're not fully approved, then they have to go through a larger underwriting process, and it does come back to bite you sometimes. So just giving them an instant approval at a carrier. Sometimes I use AmAm, Prosperity, Mutual of Omaha. But I really just try to help them find the best rate, truly.
Yeah, Prosperity is this. So Prosperity, they have this. Call them. They have their new Vista whole life. They have another whole life where you don't have to do a medical interview. And then their prime term product, though, there's only 3 questions. They take HIV, they take organ transplant, dialysis for it, and it pays much higher than guaranteed issue. So it's like a higher commission with a 9-month advance, and they do Social Security billing, and you can put accidental on it, and there's a 50% terminal illness. So
yeah, and I want to,
it's good for those people.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. So I don't know why I've had this set up, but I have my Prosperity set up as monthly billing. Now the reason I do that is like I have like a cash flow that just comes in every month where it's chargeback free. I'm so new, I don't know if is that like a smart thing to do because other carriers are advanced, but literally if someone doesn't pay that month, I get a notification and I just call them, we fix the banking and it goes back in. But literally have like 20 clients that just have their monthly premium that just gets deposited into my account. Is that smart?
Yeah.
I think it's like a safe play. It's good. That's how I look at it.
A lot of our agents need to watch this because people like thrive on the advances, and for a new agent, advances are it's dangerous because the insurance company, what they're essentially saying is, hey, we're going to front you some money. We're going to assume that you're going to make sure this policy stays on the books. So if you're in a situation where you can do that, awesome. Some people can't afford to do that. They're like, hey, I need this advance. Like when I was starting an agency, I needed the advance to pay for marketing and everything else because I didn't have any cash flow. It was just like, well, I did, but I mean, I didn't have any cash deposits, and it was like having that money to pay for leads tomorrow for all the agents. But as an independent agent, if you're selling in that much volume, it's not going to take a lot before you get a deposit every month and you have a cash flow buildup. So what that does, Peter, that's a great way for you to achieve a cash flow goal every month.
Yeah.
Because then it's not just in this like cloud of like, okay, what's there, what's mine, what's the company's, what's an interest-free loan, what's earned premium, what's an earned commission. So you're just getting paid as earned essentially. Yeah,
I like that. I never even knew about it, but I don't know Prosperity since I did my first application. My first application was like a $300 per month term product actually at Prosperity, and I was like, I only got paid $300 some. And ever since then I kept it like that because it's like, it's great to have. My thing is in this business, you got to understand like there's upside, there's downside, but having a legit business where you know how much money you're making is important. So I'm going to use that carrier as like, hey, 15,000 comes in every month, 20,000, 30,000, 10,000. That's kind of sick because that's your money that they can't really take back, correct?
Correct. Yeah. They can't charge that.
Yeah, it's your monthly, man, which is cool. And I think that's
your earned income. Yeah.
Which is amazing. So that's the cool thing about this business too that I just thought about, and I think a lot of people could see, is that you could literally build up a cash flow of like $10,000, $15,000 per month at like a carrier like this that you really trust, and you can just run your whole business on there, and you can have that cash flow that can like basically have that monthly lifestyle. You can pay for all your bills, you can live well, and then you can just manage those clients and have a good life. That's pretty neat. That's the way I thought about it.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Yeah, and once people are in the business, it usually takes people being in the business for a little while to understand that. Some people don't even don't do that. So, man, hats off to you. So, Prosperity, American Amicable. We actually mainly write American Amicable here.
Mm-hmm.
It's our main carrier, and then we have Prosperity as well that we write.
Yeah,
so,
and
anyone else?
I use AIG for the guaranteed issue.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
There's my carriers. Mutual Omaha, the signing process was a little bit too hard for them. With them and Transamerica were also very difficult. So Prosperity signing is a lot easier. The e-sign, which I enjoy. I used to do a lot of Aetna, but their systems are a little different. Things are changing with their carrier, so I kind of backed away. I did most of my business last month with Aetna, but the thing is, I'll get there's a approved, decline, and there's a middle. I don't know if you've ever used Aetna. So some carriers they wouldn't approve you or they wouldn't deny you. So give them an underwriter needs to check into it, and then
that's what one of the companies we use, AHL. It's a
yeah.
yellow light you get. And
exactly.
You get calling.
Yeah, but most of the time they don't pick up for the telephone interview or something like that, and then it hurts your margin.
Yeah, and then the client's like, they get all deflated. So, you ever use American Amicable? They don't need to click on anything, right?
I think I've actually done only one app with American Amicable. I like their quote tool a lot. They have the voice signature. That's what they have, right?
Yeah. So it's just a voice signature, and then you attach it to the application. And at least we don't have to do a tele interview. So it's just a voice signature, attach it to the app, submit, and they tell you if they're approved on the spot or not. Huh. Yeah, they'll do some yellow lights sometimes. So if that happens, I'm like, don't hang up on that client till you get them yes, this is what they're approved for here. But
yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about them. I definitely need to look into them as well.
Yeah, check them out. Cool. Good company. And then, that other product you want to check out for Prosperity as well.
Yeah,
Prime Term.
Yeah, I had a guy I think with HIV. I don't know if he'd get approved, but I think the market itself. I'm trying to focus on the niche. You can make $1 million in final expense if you do it the right way.
Oh, you can.
You don't
100%.
need.
We're trying to start a company.
Yeah, and what do you mean by that?
We're going to start an insurance carrier, final expense carrier.
Really?
In the next 5-10 years. Yeah, that's our goal.
That's so sick. Yeah.
Start a carrier.
The market is so huge. Would you agree? It's
dude, it's
endless?
Insane. It's pretty much. I mean, there's, and the good thing is okay, you mow a lawn, they can only have one landscaper, right? They can have as many life insurance policies as someone wants. So in the whole objection of if you go to someone's house and they're like, I already have a landscaper. It's okay, well, you can't have. They're not going to have two,
right?
Usually, maybe they would, but I don't know. Someone mows my lawn, then at that point it's a price thing or whatever. But with insurance, it's we add a ton of policies. So someone can have a policy, and then they say I already have insurance. It's okay, cool, and it's such a. When people tell you they already have insurance, guys, when you call them, it's such an empty objection because no one would want to leave their kids a limited amount of money when they die. It's oh, I already got a policy. Okay, cool. Well, you don't want another one? You wouldn't want to leave if you could. So when people are I don't want my kids getting rich off me, they're just saying that I can't afford another. I don't think I can afford another policy. I think that's really what they're at the base.
That's 100% it. Yeah, no one's going to address their insecurity about how they haven't built wealth for themselves,
Yeah, exactly. So, with insurance, not only do we have a ton of people getting into this area, but also they can have more than one. And what's happening is people used to retire at 65, guys, and die at 75. I love my grandparents, but 20 years ago when they were 75, they looked like they were crawling out of they looked like they slept in a coffin, vampire status. And that now I see people at the gym who are 65 who are in better shape than me, and I'm dude, so people live longer, they outlive their savings, and they need help from us. They need help to get this coverage and protection in place. So I think the market's pretty much endless.
Yeah. So I don't think it's ever going to go away, which is cool. And people need it. So that's the goal. Everyone thinks one of the things is am I going to sell IULs? Am I going to sell, term, mortgage protection. Am I going to sell these? But you can just literally get rich off of one niche, one product, one avatar, and one like marketing vehicle.
Dude, perfect that you said that, because there's going to be a lot of people listening to this who are going to want to sell final expense, Medicare, mortgage protection, annuities, IULs, and ACA. And it's like, people ask me, why don't you sell Medicare? You sell final expense. I'm like, bro, because I want to do one thing and be the best at it. Like,
yeah,
that's what it is.
If you know how to build a profitable system where you spend like $3 and you acquire a customer and you make $500, why would you want to look somewhere else if you can just keep repeating that process?
Exactly.
It's kind of foolish, but we all want to look at other things because it's sexy. And I just realized, like, there's people making millions of dollars, 500, 700. You have a lady does whatever, 750. Like, she's probably only selling final expense, right?
Only.
Why look somewhere else?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Sweet, man. Cool.
Yeah.
So what's the rest of your day look like, Peter?
Yeah, so I have, so I'm on Eastern, it's about 4, so I have a few client calls I have to make. And then from rest of 4:15, 4:30, probably to like 7:30, 8, I got to get my last sale for the day. So I focus on presentations. One thing for newer agents, I just focus on having 5 to 6 presentations a day. So getting someone the numbers, and just usually it'll work out that way.
That you've qualified through the fact finding, right?
Fact finding.
That are buyers, people that are like qualified buyers in your mind, you get them the rates, you're saying?
Correct. Yeah. If I give them the price, and I try to close them, that's considered a presentation. So I just try to do 5 presentations a day. If I can get 5, I'll close 2 or 3. I've had 5 today. I've closed 2. So it's just like, if I can get the next presentation, it's typically going to work out in my favor.
If you talk to someone in the beginning and they're like super pushbacky and that they're like pretty pushy about it, and you can tell, or you get the feeling that they really just kind of don't care, they don't want it, it's not important to them, do you keep going, or you just let them off?
I kind of let them off. I'm like, I literally ask them, like, hey, is this important to you? Do you need my help? And they'll let me know. Not really. Okay, well, if you want something, I can help you put in place, but if not, I'll just want me to not call you back. And then if they say yes, go, but if not, it's typically
they're like, no, I'm good.
Just hang up. Yeah, because there's those people in there where they'll never buy life insurance, but they'll say they will.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like they're quote shopping, but just really looking for the buyers every day, looking for those that want to buy, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit, a little bit, and so you'll hear it, and he can hear it now. He's got that. He's got that thing. His ears start ringing. He's like, this person needs my help. Yeah. So.
Exactly. I'm already calculating the AP before I even get their name. Just kidding. But yeah, there's those people. It's a skill, and it's like it'll come. But yeah, there's so many people out there that need help, and they just need us to call them.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, awesome, Peter. Appreciate it, man. Anything that you want to tell the audience here?
No, guys. Just keep following your system. Just doing what you need. If you guys ever need anything, reach out to Justin. If you need to like chat with me, we can.
Reach out to Peter.
Yeah,
Peter's. I'll give his email if you don't mind here, Peter.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Reach out. There's so much that we can do in this, and there's a vehicle. Everyone wants that way to make a lot of money. I worked hard in a lot of industries, but have not been rewarded as I have in this business. So it's just like, just play the right games, and you'll get the right rewards. As long as you're skilled, focus on what can you control every day. Everything that you do is your result. So I just hold myself accountable. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Peter, his email is peter.financial@outlook.com. So it's peter.financial@outlook.com. So if you have any questions about, or you want to talk to Peter, get connected with him, reach out to him. Me, JVE@thejve.com. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and if you look up right here, you're going to see another video with another super successful agent. You are not going to miss this one. Guys, you're going to get a ton of value out of this. Watch this video. It's going to help you make more money.